Okay, y'all, good morning, good morning. It's Monday morning. Rained again last night, wet and muddy, nasty. I probably wasn't going to work today anyway because I got to get everything ready for the building. They're supposed to be starting on the building tomorrow. So I need to, move those shelves off the slab. I need to get everything off the slab. Kind of clean the slab up best I can. It's all wet. Everything's wet. So I'll probably get a backpack blower and try to blow it off best I can. But there ain't gonna be no way I'm gonna be able to keep dirt off the floor of the shop because, well, I mean, no matter what I do, if I put the Bobcat in there, it's gonna get dirty. The floor's gonna get dirty. So keeping the floor clean, or cleaning up with mowers and everything, that's going to be a challenge in itself. But I'm stoked about getting the building done. I'm ready to go on and get that going and get that done before the season starts. So a couple things happened yesterday afternoon. So the job I showed you guys last, where the down pine tree and the woods, I was gonna go up in there and clean out a little bit. So I submitted the quote to the owner, and while I was there, I talked a little bit about numbers while I was there, and I told him, okay, this is before he asked me what I would charge to go into the woods there with the brush cutter, because it needs it really bad. So I told him that I'd come over there, cut that tree, push another big tree over, and take both those trees to the woods and clean them up, for $1,200. And so when I had him on the phone, he was like, okay, you think you could take me some pictures and stuff? I said, okay. So as I was talking to him on the phone, and some of you guys heard some of the conversation, I'm telling him, well, if you're interested in maybe, brush cutting all of this, in the woods, I might be able to do that too. And, we can, clean the property up since we're here with the machine anyway. Of course, that wasn't going to be included in the $1,200, right? So I go home, I put the video together, and, I upload the video to you guys. And this was Saturday. Well, this is yesterday morning, Sunday morning. So I had family come down and everything. We hung out with the family, went out to eat and blah, blah, blah. So I got back home yesterday evening, and I had sent him a quote that, yesterday morning. And he came back in the email and said that, oh, that's way too high, because the quote was going to be $3,500 to do both the trees and to brush cut all those woods that y'all saw me walking into, and to get all those leaners and stuff down, and to kind of just do like I did over at the bamboo site, right? And I broke it down. I said, okay, we do this two ways. So I put two quotes together. One quote was for the trees and stuff, and I had already told him that over the phone when I was there, the minimum, because, well, it ain't gonna take me that long to do that. And so he says, okay, that sounds good. And then we got to talking about the brush cutting, like I said. So I sent him two quotes, one for $35 and one for $12. The $35 was going to be removing the trees, cleaning up the trees, and then brush cutting all that I showed y'all. And then the $12 was just going to be if he just wanted me to move the trees. So he comes back in an email after I sent him the quotes and everything, and he says, oh, that's way too much money, blah, blah, blah. That's not, what I was thinking. And I'm like, okay. So I told you, you know, I said, on which one? He said, on all of it, right? And this is just email talk. And I'm like, okay, so what are you, what kind of money are you thinking? I'm trying to get in his head now, because I'm thinking, okay, he doesn't want to really do the brush cutting. That's my thinking, based on the money that I'm going to charge or whatever. But he'd still be down to do the trees, because I told him the number over the phone while I was there, and he didn't say, oh no, or anything like that. And he said, well, I just wasn't planning on spending that much money. And I said, well, how much money are you trying to spend? He come back and he told me $300, y'all. $300. I mean, I was offended, y'all. Maybe I shouldn't get, so I was pretty offended by that, because he basically, what he did, and this is what you got to watch out for when you're doing free quotes. You know, he basically was using me to get pictures of everything. And once I email him the pictures and a little quick video, you know, off my phone, then he had done used me for everything he could. $300 to remove 2 trees is ridiculous. I mean, and to haul that building off. So, I mean, I got pretty angry about it, because he didn't say anything about $300 when I was over there. He didn't say anything about $300 when me and him was talking for 2 days prior to me going over there. So, and I was afraid of that in a way, because a lot of landlords, not everybody, but a lot of landlords, property owners, landlords, slumlords, whatever you want to call them, they're like that. They ain't trying to spend no money, but he didn't want to drive all the way from the north side of Atlanta, which is about 1 hour and 20 minutes away, to come down here and look at it for himself, right? So basically what he did is he used me for photos. Because after I told him the $1,200, he didn't say anything. He said, well, you think you can send me some photos of everything? You know, and I'm like, okay. But I just kind of want to throw that out there, that, man, you know, doing free quotes, you know, it's guys like that make it where you don't want to do a free quote. And it seemed like, you know, what I, you know, moving forward, and you're not, you know, you're not going to get every job you quote. I get that. But $300, when we talked about $1,200 while I was there at the property before I sent the photos. And he didn't say one word. He never had any intention of hiring me, I don't think. He played me. I don't like getting played, y'all. It happens. So just be aware of that kind of thing, man. People like that are the reason why guys like me don't want to give a free quote. I don't want to give a free quote. I need to know about how much money you're trying to spend. If he'd have said, well, I'm trying to spend $300, I wouldn't even have looked at, I probably would have hung up on him. You know, $300, man, that was ridiculous, man. That was an insult. And I got a little bit angry about that. But needless to say, I told him in an email that I said $1,200 to get 2 trees removed, one down tree removed, and 1 tree pushed over, and haul off a building. $1,200 is too much. And he's like, yeah, I'm thinking like $300. Well, you're thinking wrong, you know. But he didn't tell me that. I guess, you know, to sum it all up, I'm just upset that he didn't tell me that when I was at the property, you know, before I sent the photos. And not that you're going to get every job, you know, you're probably not. If you can quote, you know, 10 jobs and you get 4 or 5 of them, you know, that's pretty good, you know, ratio, I guess. See, again, I'm outside of my comfort zone because I don't normally, you know, quote strangers and stuff, because I don't normally do stranger work. Somebody knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, right? So, yeah, pretty upset about it, man, to be honest with you. And I let him know that in the email, you know. But anyway, I got to get the Bobcat off the trailer. I got to move some stuff out of the way, you know, and try to get these edges cleaned up a little bit. So when they come in here with the building tomorrow, you know, they can, you know, they can streamline. Yeah, I kind of just wanted to come on here and vent about, you know, free estimates and signs that I should have saw, or, you know, ways to learn from. You know, a customer like that is not even on the same page as me. And if he'd have said, well, I was thinking $1,000, well, then we might have could have worked something out, right? But no, $300, that is ridiculous, man. But a lot of landlords, they're like that, man. They don't want to spend no money on a property they don't live at. And y'all got to admit, those woods were absolutely terrible. I mean, not just from the storm, but just from the growth that was there, where nobody has ever really taken care of that area right there. And that's what happens when, you know, renters rent properties. They're not going to do anything like, you know, clean that up. They're not going to go back there with a brush cutter or even a chainsaw or nothing and try to clean the woods up some. Most renters, well, they're just not going to do that. Why would they? The landlord is probably already charging them a boatload of money to rent the property. So they're not going to do any improvements. And most landlords are not going to do improvements outside unless it has something to do with the functionality of the house, being the septic, the power, the AC, or flooding or something like that. Maintenance stuff outside, landlord is not going to clean up the woods, you know, for the most part. Some will, but, you know, it's usually got to be a threat to the property before they'll do anything. So I should have known that. And, you know, once I realized that he was a landlord, I knew that I was on, you know, a different type of job than I like to do. And again, I'm so used to dealing with people that I know, or people that know somebody that I know, that it didn't really occur to me until, you know, well, I started thinking, you know, I said, well, hell, it'd be easy for this guy to get my pictures and stuff and then just hire somebody else, because just to save him an 1.5-hour trip from Northside. So I thought that. I literally thought that. I might have even said it in the video. I don't know. And I'm pretty bummed about it, more so than I would normally be, because I put a lot of effort into the quote. And, you know, and him not, I guess the main reason why I'm really upset is when I told him $1,200 over the phone, you know, for the 2 trees, before we talked about the brush cutting, you know, he never said, oh no, that's way too much. You know, he was saying, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that sounds good. Think you can take me some pictures? See? Man, I was so mad, man. Anyway, y'all, I gotta get busy over here on this, man. I gotta get this stuff ready so those guys can do what they do, man. Building going up tomorrow, man. Peace out.